So here we are on to this segment. And this segment is waterproofing. With me today is Steve Safey. We're going to ask Steve to kind of give us some insight into what his background is as a professional basement waterproofer.
Dan, I've been in business for over 24 years, right out of high school. I've built over 65 new homes, construction, and was always into foundation and structural repair.
And it sounded like you had cement in the family. You guys have a lot of that going on.
Yes, my brother-in-law owns a Transimix company, Mini Mix Concrete, and always around a lot of trades and different contractors growing up.
Okay. So one of the questions that I've asked all the people is, if a good friend or family member out of state needed to hire somebody to come in and do some basement waterproofing, what is one of the things that you're going to say, hey, make sure you get this in the contract and make sure you look for this? What are the things they need to look for?
I think the basics, I would definitely verify that they're licensed.
And what license would that be in your trade?
It would be a builder's license.
Okay.
I would verify it with the state. I would also make sure that they have proper insurance. It's very easy for the insurance company to send over a binder at your address. It's one phone call away. So that the contractor should show you these things, but you should go a step further so that you know that the license is proper and that you know the insurance is legit.
Right. I love that because we know it's important to see the insurance and to know that they're licensed, but unless it's the real deal, you know, and you got proof of it in your hand.
The license is really the value of what a contractor has. References are nice, but nobody's going to give you a bad reference.
Right. And on references, as we talk about that, in some trades, like for example, heating and cooling and electric, if there's going to be a problem, it normally works itself out fairly quickly. But like contracting with, say, concrete, for example, I know you do that as well, but that one you might not want to see a reference beyond. You want something outside of a couple of years because that's when it starts really showing what type of work was done. How is that with waterproofing?
With waterproofing, in my view, you want to ask for service calls. You want to ask, do you have a service department? Because that's the important thing. Because we're giving, in our industry, we have to give a lifetime guarantee. So give me something that you've actually fixed 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and how was that experience?
Okay.
Those are the numbers. Those are the questions I would ask the contractor. The references are fine, but I would actually ask, give me the service calls that you've had and who is your service department and do you have one?
Okay, so in other words, you want to invite that consumer into the world of how they handle their service calls.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We actually invite our customers right to our office. Come on and meet who's taking the phone calls, meet the service manager, and because you'd feel more comfortable that way.
Okay. Now, have you ever had to go out and remedy a problem created by another tradesman in your line of work? Something that somebody said, hey, we had a waterproofer come out. And
many times. The real typical one is they would install an interior drain system. They don't put the proper stone and they don't install the proper cleanouts either to the system or to the bleeder line. And what happens is over the years, sometimes quickly, is that line gets filled up and there's no access to the system. And what our company has done is we actually own a patent on a cleanout on top of that bleeder. Okay. So that we remedy a lot of old jobs. We'll go actually remove a system, put it in a cleanout so that the water can then flow to the sanitary or to the sub pump.
So they basically block some of the guys that are doing the work that's substandard. Might be, they don't allow a person a chance to go in and maintain what they've done.
Exactly. They don't put any cleanouts in, they don't pitch it properly. And the pipe that they put in doesn't have enough drainage. It's not necessarily the size, but it's actually the stone that they put around it.
What type of stone should they put around it?
We like to use 6A stone, wash stone. They call it natural stone.
Okay, so 6A stone, as in apple. 6A.
Yes.
Okay, got it. One of the things that I know from personal experience is when doing waterproofing, there's a big difference between what one company will consider a waterproofing job and what another will consider a waterproofing job. As in, some guys come in and cut up all around the interior or the inside of the basement. Some guys will go to the outside, dig up the outside wall and slap some tar on there and some material.
I think with waterproofing, for some reason, the consumer thinks that there's so many different applications. And this is what I repeat a lot is there isn't. There's only 3 different ways to fix any basement. There's an interior drain system. There's outside excavation.
And is that a sump pump generally?
Well, it depends if you go, when I say interior drain system, you can either attach it to the bleeder or to a sub pump.